Ever since the release of Star Wars The Force Awakens back in December of 2015, it left a lot of fans asking themselves a lot of questions related to Rey. Who she is, where she comes from, and who her parents really are. Now, this is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. So, what's really great about Episode 9 is that, well, this movie's going to be a revelation film. It's going to be a movie that's going to answer a lot of those burning questions from The Force Awakens that were only either partially answered in The Last Jedi or not answered at all. And now in Episode 9, with J.J. Abrams returning ever since his debut with The Force Awakens, he is going to be answering a lot of those questions. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the plans by Disney, Lucasfilm, JJ, and crew, this is where things begin to get very interesting. Now, specifically, it's described that during rewrites for the months of November and December, where not just JJ Abrams and Chris Terrio were challenging and changing Rey's lineage. However, it said that creator George Lucas was also involved in a significant way in order to make the revelation feel authentic to the Star Wars franchise. However, it said that one of the big obstacles that all three went through was the decision of Rey's identity and her lineage, where it's described that Rey's identity reveal will have a dramatic effect on the character of Luke Skywalker and Emperor Palpatine, and that the revelation will change how fans view those two characters. Additionally, it's described that the character of Obi-Wan Kenobi also plays a role in the build-up to Rey's identity reveal within the second act of the film, that set up the full-fledged answer in the third act that will not only change how fans view those characters, but also will impact the prequels specifically in a way fans would never imagine. It said that part of Disney's plan is to make the reveal so powerful that it will make the fans watch all past 8 episodes to see the hints and clues from all three characters such as Kenobi, Palpatine, and even Luke Skywalker. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, in case you guys are completely unaware, there were a lot of rewrites that took place during the months of November and December just last year of 2018. George Lucas was heavily involved in that process in changing Rey's lineage and really tweaking and adjusting how that reveal would really affect the prequels and the originals in a significant manner. Now, the thing about this is that this is a big risk by Disney and Lucasfilm in my eyes. If it's something that's not going to be, well, let's say, for example, something that doesn't really resonate with fans, or something that a majority of fans are not going to agree with, it really could potentially destroy the Skywalker saga. But at the end of the day, you know, if they really do get this right, and if they stay on track perfectly, and this is really going to be a great reveal with great payoff, it really is going to reshape the Skywalker saga in a positive way. So I think, and I still do have faith in J.J. Abrams now that George Lucas is on board, the fact that George had a big role in this decision, and of course how he also had a big role in the rewriting process of this movie during those months in order to really make Rey's lineage challenged and very interesting. So the thing about this is that Rey's lineage, you know, one of Disney's big plans, as we went over just a couple of weeks ago, is that they also are aiming to make it more powerful than the I am your father moment from The Empire Strikes Back. Now, like I have expressed before in the past, I just don't know if that's possible. I don't really know if Disney and Lucasfilm are capable of doing that in, in today's time with the Star Wars film. You know, at the time in the 70s and the 80s, a lot of fans were not expecting those big reveals in the Star Wars movies, so I think that's exactly what made it so powerful back then. But I digress. You know, the fact that Rey's lineage really is going to be a centerpiece or a big focus in The Rise of Skywalker really means that they're really trying to make Rey as a character something completely different in comparison to how we view her in The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, which is great in my opinion because there is more to the story, and we do know that JJ originally had big plans for Rey in The Force Awakens that were kind of put to the side, right? Put to the wayside by Rian Johnson and everybody else involved with The Last Jedi. So now that JJ is back, it's basically in his full control. He has full creative control, and the fact that George was involved not only makes me more, I guess you could say, confident in this movie, but it also makes me more excited. It makes me more intrigued and fascinated about what's coming our way for the character of Rey and exactly how that's really going to impact the prequels and how it's really going to make us view the past films in a different light. Now, the fact that it's going to have a dramatic effect on the characters of Luke, Kenobi, and Palpatine strictly that's where things begin to really make myself question, and it really makes me mind-boggled, right? Is it a big hint towards something of her being related to one of those characters? Or could it very well have something to do with those characters holding a secret of Rey for so very long over the decades? Again, like I have always said, this movie is a revelation film. This movie is actually described as a big movie by Marianne, the editor of this movie. She said it's a big film, probably the biggest Star Wars film that she has ever worked on in her life. And that's a great thing to look forward to, I think, because that is a big hint that this movie really is going to be the longest film in Star Wars movie history. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.